Hello viewers, welcome to our lecture series on marketing management, and I am going to extend our discussion on the topic of branding, its definition and different strategies which we are going to adopt. So, we have in the first very part of our discussion on branding, its strategies, we have talked about how do we define branding, what is brand name, the way it is being developed, what is brand equity, what are the different dimensions of customer based brand equity, and the way we develop a brand and why do we need a brand. So, all that we have discussed in great detail. Now, we will talk about the brand image and the different branding strategies which marketers of today they are resorting to for in order to ensure that they are always at the top of their status in terms of occupying space in the mind and heart of their customers and also the prospective customers, the potential customers. Now, what is brand image? Brand image is basically a concept which talks about intervening between the brand and its equity. It is actually the driver of brand equity. You have to drive that brand equity in the mind and heart of the customers. So, it is it is the via, it is the driver of that particular brand equity, the way with which you are going to percolate it down to the mind and heart of the customers. So, the different types of brand associations, it can be hard and soft, and brand sub images consist of three broad elements, I would say. First is, what is the image of provider, service provider, or that particular person who is offering that services. In case of services, we are using image of provider. Second is the image of particular product, the product which you are offering, and third is what is the image of user. So, it is basically when we talk about a brand association, a person is, as we always say, a person is known by his company, the kind of people with which you are sitting, and at times negatively also we say birds of feather flock together. So, likewise the kind of brand you are using, at times we associate the customers with the brand also. So, at times customers become the driver of a particular brand, they actually become the brand ambassadors. So, we have to understand the image of provider, image of product and image of user. All three basically consist of the brand image. So, they are the one who are going to create an image for a particular brand, and this image is going to drive the brand equity. It becomes a driver of that particular brand equity. Now, we have to, when we talk about the branding strategies, we have to first understand what can be the different possible types of brand. There are several brand options which we will be discussing here, that these are the different types of brands. At times we find that a manufacturer himself or herself has developed a brand, and we call it manufacturer brand, also called as a national brand, that being a manufacturer you are using your own brand names. Sometimes the manufacturer is having good amount of resources, and they feel that once I have manufactured, why shouldn't I do the marketing also. So, they become the manufacturer and also the owner of a particular brand, wherein there are certain instances where manufacturers feel that we are good into manufacturing, so let us concentrate onto the manufacturing process only, and let us outsource this entire process of branding and marketing the product. And here comes the role of big giants like HUL and P&G. Hindustan Unilever Limited and Procter and Gamble. These are two leading FMCG marketing companies, and they are offering services to many of the manufacturers, wherein they are basically doing this service for them, and they are marketing those products manufactured by different manufacturers. So, there can be a marketing brand also, there can be a private brand also, we also call it private label brands. With the emergence of retailing, or what you call as the mall culture, you find that at times the retailers, they do develop their own private label brand, their in-house brand. And if you go to those companies, they have their own brand, and they are selling it. We call it private label brand. We also call it distributors, reseller, store or house brand. If you talk about the Shoppers Stop, or if you talk about lifestyle, they do have their own brands. Or there can be a situation where you are simply a licensee, and there is a licensed brand. You got a license, you are the licensed owner of a particular brand. So, you have taken license, you are basically working as a franchise unit of a particular product. For instance, if we talk about the Parle G glucose biscuit, it is a leading brand. in the segment of glucose biscuits. So they do offer this kind of branding, wherein you can become a franchisee unit of that particular brand and you can do the manufacturing, but the entire marketing is done by them. So you are basically acting as you are having a licensed brand in your hand. There can be n number of examples for that. So the brand can be classified in terms of its ownership, in terms of the kind of services you are offering, in terms of the strategic options, the way you have got that particular brand, which means you are the licensee owner of that particular brand. So it will be called as licensed brand. If we talk about the manufacturers brands, they are initiated by manufacturers and identity and they can identify the producer and they become the identity of a producer. Private brands is basically the resellers initiated brands, they are developing their own brands. Licensed brand, as I told you, it is the relatively now it is not new, earlier it was regarded as a new trend, but now it is very much the established pattern and it involves licensing of trademarks. Now there are number of other types of branding which can be done, which I will be discussing with you whenever we will talk about different strategies of branding. So let us come to branding strategies. So different companies, whether it is marketing or manufacturing, they resort to different strategies. And remember, my dear learners, you cannot have one size fit all approach here. You can't have one best strategy for doing the branding, because there is no best strategy for all types of products. Depending upon the type of products and different other factors, your strategy differs significantly. So a company may adopt different branding strategies across its product mix. There can be a different strategy for one particular product line and the same cannot be replicated to another product line. So we have to be very cautious, we have to be very clear here that you cannot say that one strategy, one branding strategy the company has defined and that would be applied or applicable in all product lines. Of course not. According to requirements, you will be changing your strategies. So the first step in branding strategy is that you have to go for selecting your brand name. And you have to be very cautious about selecting your name. It is just like having your own name, giving name to your child, naming your child. So just like our parents they gave a name to us and that name has a meaning, that name has a specific meaning, and accordingly we assume that the name speaks about our nature, our behavior. So companies have 4 strategic options in choosing a brand name. So either it can be a company name, as I told you that Godrej is making use of company name. There can be other examples also, I am simply giving you Indian examples. It can be an individual name, that under a particular product segment you are having different names. Like if we talk about automobile industry, Maruti is having different names to its different variants. So there can be individual names also, that Maruti is doing the manufacturing of a particular car and it is having Wagoner, it is having Alto, it is having Ciaz, it is having many other brands. So those individual names are being given to a particular variant of the cars which we can find, and there can be a number of examples in different other segments also. The third can be a separate brand family names. You can have a separate brand family names also. Here what we do, we are having the different brand family names are there, but they are different for different segments, they are different for different product lines. Or you can have a combination of both company name and product name. Like if we talk about Tata Nano, if we talk about Tata as a automobile manufacturer, they have been popular in the market, specifically speaking about the Indian car market, they have been popular because of their common man car. They have offered a car by making a simple payment of rupees 1 lakh. It was also popular in the name of Laktakia. So you are basically manufacturing a car, offering it to a common man at a price as low as rupees 1 lakh only. So it can be a combination of company name and product name both. So when we talk about Nano, the name of Tata automatically comes, and that is why their marketing is Tata Nano. Tata has other brands also, so it can be a combination of company name and product name as well. Or it can be desirable qualities of brand names. You can, while selecting the brand name, you can basically have some strategic options in choosing a brand name. You can make use of desirable qualities of a brand name. So once you have selected your brand name, that yes, either I'll be making use of my company's name, or I'll be using the name of a particular, I'll be giving names to different items individually, individual brand name strategy, or I'll be making use of a combination of the company name and the product. Once we have decided that, the brand name selection is done, brand sponsor is decided, then comes the branding strategies. So different companies, they adopt different strategies according to their requirement. As I told you that there is no one best strategy which you can say that yes, I am going to make use of it for all types of brands, all types of products. You cannot do that. So you have to leverage the power of brand name to cover the entire market, to occupy the entire market more effectively. And for that you have brand associations. Why we do it? Why do we do it? There is a question that why are we going for this brand association? Because you have to create and promote a new brand name. It is, of course, it is going to be phenomenally expensive exercise. Creating a brand is not that easy. It requires a lot of investment also. Too many brand names are there, and you have to compete yourself with that of other strong brands which are already in the market. So for that, what we need to do, we need to increase the productivity of current marketing program. Whatever I am doing, I have to basically go for making it efficiently and effectively. There is a term called sub-branding nowadays, which is being used by the marketers, creating new brands which are part of the parent brand family, which is expressed as suffixes of the parent brand. For instance, if I talk about the Nike, Nike has been very popular, the sports brand. So Nike's Air Jordan is a sub brand of Nike, which is the parent brand. So people had very good experience with Nike, and now Nike is entering into another particular segment that is called aviation, and now they talk about Nike Air Jordan. Air Trigo and Air Movac are sub brands of Nike Air. So it is basically a kind of doing this sub branding. Some people call it brand extension also. It is also an extension of brand to different to the different segment. So you were very good into the sports activities, and now you are entering into a new segment. It is just like the Max hospitals. Nowadays they have entered into the real estate. Godrej, now it has entered into the real estate. So they had they had built up their own brand name. They had occupied a significant place in the mind and heart of their customers, and now since they are enjoying that, they are entering into the new segments with the same zeal, enthusiasm, and the symbol of trust, that yes, you have trusted us, and now we are entering into this segment also. We will be offering best of services there also. So that can be regarded as sub-branding. If we talk about Pro V is basically a sub-brand of Pantene. Pantene is basically a shampoo which is being marketed. So Pro V is basically a sub-brand of Pantene. When we talk about sub-brands, there is a term which is very popular in the marketing, in the fraternity of marketing, is called flanker brand. And at times we ask this question in the interviews also to students, that what is a flanker brand? So flanker brand is basically different brand name, same product line. In the same product line, when we are using different brand names, we are basically calling it flanker brand. Same product line, different brand names. What is the purpose of doing so? It is just to preempt competition, and we believe that we have to cover the market more holistically or completely. So you have to protect your own flanks. In order to protect my own flanks, I am doing this exercise. I am using different brand names, same product line. And why do we do so? Because the problem is that some cannibalization is expected. For instance, Thumbs Up and Coca-Cola in India. So Thumbs Up and Coca-Cola both are being marketed by the same company. If we talk about Surf Excel, Rin and Wheel, they are all the detergent brands, and they are from the same company called HUL. So the same HUL, Hindustan Unilever Limited, is offering you Surf Excel, Rin and Wheel, just to ensure that no matter to what segment you belong, no matter to which segment of segment of customers you belong, you should buy our own product. So this is the reason why these companies are making use of these flanker brand, Surf Excel, Rin and Wheel. So all are detergent brands marketed by the same company, just to ensure that we have to protect our own flanks. We have to occupy the market share more completely in a holistic manner, with greater zeal. So customers should buy us only, customers should buy from us only, just to ensure that marketers are using flanker branding strategy. Now, when we talk about the flanker branding strategy, we have to understand that there are different segments. If you go to the Hindustan Unilever Limited, their own product line, say toothpaste, and at times I give this example to my customers, that they had within the segment of toothpaste, within the product line of toothpaste, they have actually floated different brand names, just to ensure that whether customer is buying X or Y or Z, in all cases I should occupy the higher market share. And at times we say that wherever customer goes, customer should find us only. Or in Hindi we say that jahan jayega hame payega. So wherever you go, you will find us only. So flanker branding strategy is basically floated with this objective only. So the strategy focuses on promoting the brand exclusively, so that it is reflecting its own personality, identity, association and image. And remember, my dear learners, the brand doesn't take on company associations. And remember, it doesn't take on company associations and any benefits from its name. So you have to understand that it is very essential, it is very important or significant to ensure that my customers recall our own name whenever the same need arises. Now, coming to the strategy part, the first strategy which comes under this branding strategy is line branding strategy. We also call it line extension. So the term line branding is altogether different from what product line refers to, what we discussed under the segment of product in the context of product mix. It is entirely different from that. Line branding is different from what we have studied in case of product line. In the line branding, what we do, the products share a common concept. All the products which are being floated, they actually share a common concept. Line brands start with a single product which communicates a concept, and later the brand name extends to other complementary products as well. So remember, I am repeating, in line brands we are starting our journey with a single product communicating about a concept, and later on what we do, we keep on adding complementary products to that particular brand name. That is called line extension. When we talk about brand extension, so in line extension, as I told you, that we are starting with a single product and then we keep on adding the complementary product. Now coming to the brand extension, which is another strategy. This strategy, it actually at times resembles line branding, but it is entirely different from that of line branding. It is also called as range branding, but popularly it is known as brand extension strategy. Now here what we do, the product categories are different, but the brand name is the same. For instance, you are carrying the brand name, carrying the same brand name, and later on the different products, the range of products are being added to that particular brand name. For instance, if we talk about Maggi, which is being marketed by Nestle. So Nestle is having its own, it is carrying the brand name Maggi in a range of different products, started from noodles and eventually it added sauce, soup and many more items into different segments with the same name. So Nestle wanted to enjoy its own brand name, and this brand name Maggi is being extended to different other products also. So remember, it is not line extension, it is brand extension. Nestle is having a brand called Maggi, and Maggi is being extended, this brand name is being extended to different products. That is why we call it brand extension. It is not line extension. So same brand name, new product line. For instance, if we talk about Reebok shoes and Reebok water, Nike shoes and Nike casuals. So it is actually an extension of a particular brand. The brand which has already proven its own quality records, or it has already occupied a significant space in the mind and heart of the customer, and now they are extending it to other products also. The concept of congruence here determines the success of a brand extension strategy. So here this concept of congruence is the determinant of your success as a brand extension strategist. For instance, if we talk about in the baby care segment, we have Johnson's baby talcum powder, Johnson's baby powder and Johnson's baby oil. They had high congruence. Johnson is known for the baby care products, and now what they are doing, they actually extended it to Johnson's baby oil also. If we talk about nowadays, we have number of other brands. We have Love Lab, we have Mother Care, we have many other brands. I'm not naming all, just to give a reflection of some of the brands. So they have entered. Now the company doesn't want that you should know about the promoter behind that particular brand. Company wants that if you want to buy a baby care product, you are reminded of First Cry, you are reminded of Mother Care, you are reminded of other brands. They don't want you to know the company, they want you to know about the brand. But here in case of Johnson's baby powder, this brand name is being extended to another product that is called baby oil as well. But imagine Lysol toilet ball cleaner and Lysol toothpaste. What is the congruence? There is no congruence. So Lysol toilet bowl cleaner and Lysol toothpaste, these two are entirely different products, but the brand is being extended to that particular product also. So in case of a range branding, or what you call as brand extension, it is not the product concept, but it is the area of expertise in which you are operating. You have to remember that the soul of this entire exercise is your area of expertise. That if you are delivering products in baby care segment, you are going to become a category killer into that, and that brand is being extended to multiple products. So this strategy permits expanding into products that do not complement each other. It is not necessary that products are supposed to complement with each other. They can be entirely different products, but the brand is being extended to that particular product also, that particular product line, which is entirely different from that of its own brand. So once we have discussed about line extension and brand extension, now we will talk about umbrella branding strategy. As the term itself is sufficiently communicating that umbrella branding means it is something which is going to cover up the different products under one umbrella, bringing different products into one umbrella, under one umbrella. So the approach is driven by economic considerations. Of course, we are going to cut our cost, or we are going to save our resources in terms of branding strategies or branding exercises. So at times companies are using umbrella branding strategy, and here the company name itself is going to become the brand name for all products across diverse categories, and it is quite easy for you to do the branding. Simply develop your own brand name, simply float your own company's name. You want to be known by your own company. So this is also a kind of strategy which some of the marketers are resorting to since very long. It is not a new strategy. Umbrella branding was there, it is today, and it will also continue in the future also, because we want our company to be known. We want our customers to know that whatever we manufacture, you rest assured of quality. So it is also a way of building your own brand. So investment in building one brand, it here actually proves far more economical than investing in building several brands. Of course, you can concentrate, you can put in a lot of resources or huge amount of resources into that when you have to develop only one brand. It has its own pros and cons, but we are not going to delve into that. We have to simply understand that yes, this is also a kind of strategy. There is another strategy after line extension, brand extension, umbrella branding. We have double branding strategy. Now you must be thinking why we are having different types of strategies. Of course, because the market is diverse, the product lines are different. So you have to resort to different types of strategies. There are different factors, several factors which determine your branding strategy, which determines the way you have to do the branding. So according to your requirement, you are going to do the branding. According to the requirement of the market, according to the type of customers with which you are going to deal, it is also a deciding factor while taking up a branding strategy. So in double branding strategy, what we do, this approach actually combines umbrella branding and product branding. When we combine these two strategies, we call it double branding strategy. So what we are doing here, As I told you initially that the company's name and the product name both are combined. So, umbrella branding is basically a combination of these two branding strategies. So, along with the product brand name, the company name is associated to create double branding. For instance, I told you about Tata Nano, Tata and Nano, Tata Nano, Tata Indica, Bajaj Pulsar in two-wheeler segment. So, the Pulsar is actually a product brand, is actually a brand for a particular product of this company which is being manufactured and marketed by Bajaj. So, Bajaj Pulsar is actually the outcome of this double branding strategy. Tata Nano is giving a reflection of the new variant of a car which is positioned as a common man car in the name of Nano, and the trust of Tata is being added to that particular branding. So, double branding strategy is to make it double sure that your customer should have strong faith in you as a marketer, as a service provider. So, double branding strategy is also resorted to by some of the marketers since very long, and even today they are using it. There is one more term which comes in front of us when we talk about branding strategy, endorsement branding strategy. So, this is basically a minor variation of double branding strategy. You can call it as a different variant of another variant of a double branding strategy. Here what we do, the product brand name gains a dominant position while the company name merits a lower profile. So, you are basically giving prominence to the product brand name and not giving very much significance to the company's name. You keep it at a lower pedestal and then you do the branding. Then comes ingredient branding. And I am reminded of this branding at whenever I open my system, my laptop. So, branding and ingredient of the main brand which is often manufactured by a different company. So, you must have seen a sticker on the below the keyboard of your laptop, Intel Inside. Intel Inside is basically an ingredient brand. On IBM, Dell, Compaq, whichever brand you buy, you find that there is a branding Intel Inside. This is called ingredient branding. Here the marketer is simply doing its own marketing, its branding by telling you that whether you make use of IBM, Dell, Compaq or any other company, any other brand for your requirement of computers, Intel is inside. So, that ingredient is being floated by the marketers, or Brazer's chocolate ice cream with the Hershey's pieces. So, this is basically a reflection of ingredient branding. There are different other strategies which I will be putting in front of you in the next segment of my lectures on branding. So, for today's I hope that I could provide you the different colors of branding strategies and what we all should know about the branding and its own ways of doing, multiple ways of doing branding. I hope you must have enjoyed this segment of my lectures on branding. See you soon in the next lecture of mine. Thank you so much.